everyone, Todd from Global Panoptic. This week I'm back at my usual job as a carpenter / builder and doing a deck with some stairs and stuff here. So this is what we're going to be doing. We're going to be building a deck with that existing concrete slab there. Going to be a new walkway just here to line up with the entry. Come across. Build some new stairs over the rock wall. I'm going to replace all these concrete pillars here. With some nice hardwood. The deck's going to be merbau. The posts are going to be merbau. So let's get stuck into it. So the first thing we're going to do today is replace the posts. So as you can see, these old concrete pillars, usually just cemented at the bottom and the top. It can either be bolted or just sitting there as well. So we'll get up on the ladder on the roof and have a quick look and see how it's connected. So here we are up on the roof. There's a beam in there. Can't see any connections, so I'm going to say the beam is just sitting there. So as you can see, we've got an acro in place, nice and plumb under the beam. No easy way to take these posts out. We're just going to chip away at it with a hammer and push it over. So that's loose now. I'm just going to got the strap around it. I'm going to pull it so it doesn't come down and smash all these rocks to bits. So that's the first one in, nice straight post as you can see. Little bracket connecting it to the beam at the top. And the stirrup dynabolted into the bottom. We'll just have bugles on the side of it to screw it off. I'll come back and screw all those off a bit later. So I think we've worked out the best method and 5 to go. So here we got our stirrup. We've got my lines marked here on the right angle. I'll whack that in. 10mm masonry bit. Straight into the concrete. Has to be on a hammer and drill action. We've got our 50mm M10 dynabolt. All we do is put our washer over the hole, our dynabolt in, down, through. I just give it a little tap on the hammer. Until it's all the way in. I've then got my ratchet, 13mm bit on it. Problems people have with dynabolts is that their drill piece isn't sharp and it doesn't ream out the hole well enough, or they haven't done the hole deep enough, which means the dynabolt gets halfway in, won't do up, you can't get it out, and you sort of wasted a dynabolt. I've marked up the top there where the post's got to go. So now we just measure between our mark and our stirrup. I've got 2380. plumb both ways again. I'll stick a bugle in the bottom there to hold it. Always pre-drill for the bugles going into the hardwood. If you don't, they can snap. Those of you who don't know what a bugle is, this is the head, this is the bit to go with it. So at the top, here's my little brackets. I just have 2 bugles into it again. So, as you'll see, I've done the 2 end posts first. The reason for that is there's going to be a balustrade along the front, with a handrail and stainless steel balustrade wire. So the posts at the front need to all be in line. So what I've done in this situation because I've still got that column to take out of that position. I've still got my 2 acros supporting this. If I had more acros, I could take that one out, but because I don't, I've run a string line offset from the post. As you can see here, what I've done is I've got a string with some bricks just to tie it down, and I've come 150mm off that post. Down the other end, 150 off that post. That's going to keep it nice and straight. So this is where the centre of that post came out. Give that a bit of a clean down. So for the centre, I'm just going to measure what the old paint lines were from the old one. So we've got 230, so 115 is at the centre. The post is 90mm, so we'll take 45 from that. We're at the end of our 45 mark. That's going to go 300 up to the 90. And to get this edge, all we're going to do is line that up on the string line, going in 150. The best thing about these stirrups is there is a bit of play in them. So if you're a little bit off your line or something, you can just spin the washer around and move it around. So your dynabolt doesn't have to be spot on if you miss or you hit a bit of Rio or something like that. What happens here is this entry point is going to go straight out square all the way to the rock wall over there. So the posts need to be either side of that walkway where it goes over this bridge area. So this post is going to move out a little bit and be another post just here. So what we need to do is work out the square area from this point here. A couple of ways you can do it. Once again, build a square, 3, 4, 5, or just come square off this area. So to use a builder's square, into the existing house, that's saying we're pretty square there. So to work out our other line, all we've got to do is measure in between there and there. 1560. So we come 1560 off here. That'll give us our other posts, where our other posts got to be. Just to check that, I'll show you how to do 3, 4, 5. It's basically 3 increments one way, 4 increments the other, and then the diagonal line will equal 5 increments. So in this situation, we'll say 3 threes, which is 900. Then 4 threes, which is 1200. So then our diagonal will be 5 threes, being 1500. And that is spot on. That's all the posts in. All nice plumb. Connected to the beam at the top. All looking pretty good. So I'll have a quick bite to eat and then get into the joists. So now we're on to the joists. So in this situation, because the concrete is falling away from the house, we have to support the joist level. So in this instance, it's a 70 by 35 H3 treated. So this joists have to be at 450 centres. Because that timber is sitting on its flat, we have to support it every 400 mil. So I'm using in this situation these plastic packers, which are all colour coded, different sizes, different millimetres. And down this end, where it's a bit thicker, I'm using 35mm timber, but keeping it off the ground with a packer. You could also use fibre cement. At the end of the day, you don't want timber sitting directly on the ground. It's any water that's getting in there can then potentially rot out the timber. So once I've got my timber in there, use the 5.5mm masonry bit. Just put these wall plugs in. Smashed one of those down through the hole, and then put a screw in there. It's nice and secure now. At the other end, it's a bit wide. At the other end, where it's higher up, just use the bracket. Once again, got some wall plugs going into the slab and screwed into the timber and into the slab. And that's just going to hold that timber straight